What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be covering the BT Moto's Tune for the 2024, 2025, and 2026 Daytona 660. Of course, you guys can do two methods. You guys can do what I'm doing, and that's actually buying the flashing tool and the tune itself. Or you guys can email your tune, which I opted not to do because I don't want to get my ECU lost. I've already went ahead and downloaded the stock tune, sent it to BT Moto, and I haven't installed it yet because in this video, I primarily want to cover the tune itself. Bike in about 2 weeks. I've been just letting it sit since I've got the last service done. So because of that, we're going to actually install the seat back, put everything back how it is supposed to be, take her for a spin, come back, park her, and then do the tune. So that way I can give you guys a real world apples to apples, because I don't want to tell you guys, yeah, this feels so much better, and it feels really, really great without knowing. Alrighty guys, like I said, we're about to go out on a run on the base tune just to see how she is. And by I want to run, I mean I'm literally just going to go down the road and on the highway, just because that's going to be the place I can open her up that's the closest the most. So let's go ahead, put her, oh, nope. Let me make sure my kickstand down, because if not, that would have been tragic. Alright. Oh. Let's put that over here. Alright. And then let's see if you guys can hear what I mean by the cold start doesn't always go the best. See, like right there on the stock, it would go a lot quicker, smoother in my opinion. So that's the only thing Alright, let's go see how the stock tune is. I mean, obviously I already know how it is based on my personal riding, but and then as you downshift, I feel like the engine braking's pretty good and helps a lot. So that's the one thing I'm kind of fearing that they're gonna take away, is that strong engine brake that they normally have. So, and then up here ahead of us, we're gonna end up doing a quick little path. Like I said, we'll begin on the highway. Then here, if you just go down and the first, a lot of engine braking in my opinion. So that's going to be something very, very interesting to see how that ends up working. Man, can we go to neutral? There you go. And then just to show you guys, oh, we're on road mode. Whoops. No. Now it should be on apples to apples, because we should be on sport mode. So now we're in sport mode. Now we should be able to give her the full bean. So example, you know, so that way you guys can see. Alright, I want some space before I do it. Alright, we're gonna hit 30 and then we're full throttling it. 30, let's go. Let go a little bit so I don't overshoot this. And golly, she just loves to eat. Woo! Then again, the engine braking here, even on the highway, as you can see, is very, very, very good. So, woo! Oh god, that adrenaline just, I don't know, it's just something else. It just awakens you, I swear. Woo! But from my perspective, feels freaking amazing. Oh. And again, to me, the point of the tune is to awaken the bike, make it feel faster, you know, more responsive. And honestly, I think for a 660, this bike has a lot of punch and a lot of oomph. So I have no complaints at all right there. Let's try to get off on this upcoming exit. We can. And then once we come back, we'll try to do something similar. Because on the way back, it looks a little bit more open, so we'll probably be able to open her up a little bit more. I think I honestly want to be in that lane. Yeah, I want to be. And like I said, the two biggest things I'm worried about, and the things that I'm like, I don't know about, is gonna be the engine braking that they said they're gonna be removing, so it's not as strong. And then 2, the quick shifter. I don't know if that's still gonna work, but I mean, honestly, guys, for my personal opinion, stock, she's very peppy. The only places I think that she may not be are going to be down low, which is like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 RPM. And then as you climb to that, which, I mean, that's a very small section, she just goes, you know. And the only place I think that I could probably say that is going to be from a rolling start, because how often are you really in that low RPM, you know? In my opinion, at least. Like right now, we are in the lower RPM, so I'm already at, you know, 7,000 going 40. So it's just one of those things of like, you're generally very quickly up in the RPMs. Okay, I'm gonna wait until we get the green light again, so that way I can full blast it on my own. All right, let's go. Gotta blast, baby. All right, let's try to get, yeah, like you said, see, I'm already at 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, but get the going. All these curves make it a little hard. I might not be able to do another 30 roll. That wasn't the best one, to be honest, especially with all these cars that got in the way. And I was at the red lip over there. But yeah, I mean, she just kind of pulls right there. I'm in the highest RPMs, where honestly the bike should just be pulling and pulling and pulling. But I feel like the top end on this 4th gear, she just kind of stops pulling as hard. Obviously the bike is fast because it is a sport bike, but golly, again, this bike just pulls. But honestly, I feel like on 4th, you know, 5th, 6th, the torque kind of falls off on these. I don't know. I feel like on the lower gears, smooth as can be, and then after that, we kind of drop off a bit. But still, I think obviously a very capable bike. So, all right, guys. So that's gonna be it for this section of the video. Like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a lot, just because, I mean, the whole point is to kind of do stock versus tune, and I already got the tune. I just need to go ahead and install it. But so let's see. It's obviously not a cold start, but let's see how the start is. Definitely seems a little bit better. It's different, that's for sure. So let's go ahead, get them moving. We are in sport mode, so we should be good. Now, first thing I want to see if the quick shifter still works, and it sure does. Okay, so that's good news for me, because oh my god, they were not lying. Alright guys, so if you're like me and you engine brake a lot, well, guess what, that is no longer gonna happen, because I would tell you right away, it is a night and day difference between engine braking before and after the tune. Like I said, it's gonna be one of my personal gripes because I like it, but oh my god, like let me go, and then like I don't feel like I'm braking as hard. That's second, that is first. Like I'm obviously slowing down, but that is nowhere near. Oh my god, dude, that changes the way the bike feels. I'm gonna be completely honest, and I don't know if I like it yet or not. It's just gonna be one of those things I have to remember, that I can no longer just go down the gears and then expect the bike to slow down as quickly. So whew, yeah, that, I'm not gonna lie, I was very skeptical of like the tune and what changes would happen, but I can guarantee you without a doubt engine braking is almost non-existent. Like obviously it still happens because you're not adding throttle and friction from the tire and the road and just general physics, but oh my god, does that change the way the bike acts. Like it is night and day difference for me. Holy. Now I'm gonna wonder what the difference is when you go full throttle, because yeah, like I'm not, I don't think I'm going as far back as I would if I didn't let go of throttle and try to engine brake. So that is insane. Oh man, that's gonna be a little gnarly to get used to, because I also use engine brake sometimes when I go in through the corners. Oh, okay. Now here's the real test on how this bike feels. Yeah, because I could feel like I would feel more like leaning forward towards the bike because of the engine braking whenever I would go down the gears, but nope. That is, wow. But the plus side, you guys don't need to worry if you guys do have a quick shifter, so it's good to know. But yeah, let's see how the actual full throttle going feels, because that's gonna be the most important thing to me, is how does she feel? Like, hello? We're gonna try to do the exact same thing at a rolling 30. I may not be able to with this person. I'm just gonna give him some room. They don't have anyone in front of me. That feels, oh, I didn't get the full launch as I was wanting to, but definitely tell you that feels a lot better. Oh my god, she is a ripper. Tell you without a doubt that the throttle feels a lot more twitchy. Like it's more, before you'd have to roll on it more, but they definitely changed the way that the throttle opens up and closes, because I can definitely tell when I'm full on versus like just a very tiny movement of the wrist and she's wanting to go. Like it is almost nothing. All the bikers over there. But yeah, dude, this feels good. This feels great. Alright, we'll get off at the next exit and then do a 30 on the rollback if we can. She sounds good. So I don't know, so far guys, if you ask me, I think it's to each their own. It definitely feels like the bike is quicker, but the word I would use is quicker, not faster. And the reason, that being said, you got to keep in mind that I'm coming from a street ability perspective. I think she definitely feels quicker coming off the line and also in the first, second, third. But if you're looking for top speed, maybe she gives you more top speed. But to me, again, I'm noticing is first, second, third, super much, like, again, the torque instant and the throttle response is so much more there. And that it does change the way the bike feels. It does definitely feels more alive. It definitely feels like it's peppier. But if you would race a stock one versus a tune one, would there be a noticeable difference? I cannot say without a doubt. Again, I'm not doing dyno numbers. I'm not doing anything backing it up. I'm strictly doing my feeling. And part of that comes to that we're obviously going to have to talk about the price point. So this costs, like if you did what I did, $800. $800 and some change with taxes. That is a huge pill to swallow for a tune. Again, if you ask me, is it worth it? Depends. It depends. If you're like me and you're doing straight up just an exhaust, and you want the peace of mind that your bike is going to be running as it should, you know, running the bike lean, because these bikes do come lean from the factory, then yeah, obviously engine health may long-term help, because again, you're not running lean. But do I think currently it makes the biggest difference? No. But also, let's give it one more run, and then let's see if that changes my mind. And then from there, we'll do a recap at the garage, because I think I didn't give it the right beans to say yes or no. So I think I'm a little biased in a negative way, because I didn't get the full experience. So I think we need that before I can say yay or nay. So I don't want to unfairly rate this, but I also don't want to make this a yeah, everyone needs this tune, this is going to be a 9-day difference. It's different for sure in some aspects, but it's not night and day difference yet. So, but let's see what it's like. And also, oh my god, I'm cooking. This bike is releasing so much heat. Whew. It's freaking October and we're cooking. Alright, we're about to get to going. Again, I want to give them a little bit of room before I do it. I have any car behind me. Alright, let's go, baby. Now we gotta slow down a little bit. Alright, we're just gonna drill it here. Yeah, the best way I can explain it is she feels lighter. Like, I don't know how else I can say it, but I guess the one word that comes to mind when doing these back-to-back runs is lighter. Legitimately lighter and smoother. And that may sound stupid or insane, but it's just that. It's lighter. That's the one thing I would compare between the two. That from stock, it feels heavy, feels like pull the throttle and she lugs to get up, and without it, it feels, yeah, I think maybe the better word is smoother, because that smooth is always faster saying, I think it is, or something like that. There's a saying that's like steadiness or smoothness instead of like being clunky and everything, but that's really what all I can say is running. Obviously the bike's tuned, but the best way I can describe this bike now with the tune, honestly, is refined. So before, especially on the throttle, the bike felt very raw in the sense of it just wasn't smooth again. So let me give you guys the speech that I wrote down, and then we'll explain it. But yeah, the bike feels completely different. And like I said, the best way I can describe it is just refined. The throttle response is a lot smoother, and the delivery feels a lot more linear because of that throttle, especially when you're not going full throttle, because both bikes, or both tunes, I feel like at full throttle kind of match each other. But where you will really see this is more or less on the lower RPMs and through the lower gears. Every gear, when as I was going, just felt like it smoothed. It felt smoother. And by no means do I want anyone to think that this feels like you gained a lot of horsepower, because in reality you probably gained maybe a few, 1 or 2, 3, 5, whatever it may be. I know that on the website they claim 7 to 17. I can't tell you without a doubt that I've gained 7 to 17, because on the feel, it just, I don't know, it doesn't give me that oomph, and a lot of, I think that oomph comes from the torque, because the torque is going to be what you're going to feel first and foremost. And like I said before, the bike just felt a little bit raw. I feel like something was holding you back, like in terms of before. And this is something that you guys are going to have to get used to extremely if you guys go through this tuning, is that there's no more engine braking. The engine braking becomes non-existent because of that. Again, the bike feels a lot more smoother, a lot more refined. For me, that ends up meaning two things. I would always engine brake and use rear brake as I was slowing down. I've learned now today, after installing the rear set, that my rear brake is non-existent. I don't know what I did with it or what wrong I did with it, but I'm going to end up bleeding it, because right now, with engine braking and just using no longer being able to engine brake and using the rear brake, I don't stop at all. So, again, one of those things that gives you that smooth vibe, because whenever I was cutting through corners, going down through gears, I can feel the bike wanting to really hold you back and just feel like it's going against you instead of with you. And again, my review and my challenges and the things that I've done today to see what I liked about this are not going to be your very, very reflective of what some people may do. If you are someone who does straight line racing or does straight line riding, I'm going to be completely honest, unless you absolutely hate the way the bike drives in the sense of when you downshift and you don't like the engine braking, this helps that. However, I absolutely know, and with a full-heartedly can say, that this is going to be thriving on the track and or when you're going through corners. Out here, there's a bunch of curvy roads that I promise you that I'm going to notice a huge 9-day difference, because you're on and off, on and off, on and off throttle. And this smoothness and refine of the engine and the bike now is going to give me more confidence of just going through the corner that much faster and letting go of the throttle and trail braking. Because before, when you would try to do that, engine braking would kick in and it would put a lot of pressure and a lot of your momentum going forward, which trail braking does a little bit, but you don't want, like, it's you braking and trail braking, so it becomes a lot. All to say, the bike feels I don't want to say 9-day difference, but it definitely feels different. From a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it like a 6 or a 7. Like, it is not wow different, but it's different, right? And again, I want to be full on honest when I talk about this, because it's 800 bones that I paid to get this tuned. Do I think this tune is worth 800 bucks? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I were you guys, for the money and what I got, if you guys are like me and take your bike to get serviced at the dealership, and get stuff done through them, it is beneficial that you guys fork up the 800 bones, because the difference really in my head is, if you do all the services on your own and you do it yourself, ship your ECU to them. Absolutely ship it to them, get it tuned. For 400 bucks, I believe it is, this is worth it. I will 100% without a doubt tell you this is absolutely worth it for that amount of money. I've paid roughly $500-600 bucks to get my car tuned. Whenever I did the whole turbo kit, the whole thing, and for that bike, it was needed because so many things were done to it. If you guys are like me and just do an exhaust, be honest, the 800 bucks is not worth it. Where I think it makes it up, it has to be worth it in my realm. I do not do any service on this bike myself. I don't even do the oil. Because you get a 2-year warranty with these bikes, I take it to Triumph for them to deal with. I take it to them to get things updated. I take it to them to get things, I should say, serviced. And well, I have a slight inclination that if I take this bike and they see it's tuned, then my warranty for the engine could be voided. Because of that, that service tool that we were given, I can pull back the tune, put it back to stock, and then take it to them, and hopefully they don't ever notice that it was tuned and or tampered with. If they do, then I'm screwed either way. But if they don't, then you still keep that warranty. And if they see this video, oh well, I'm letting you guys know firsthand, so that way you guys as my viewers and people who own this bike can consider that as well. But I will 100% recommend and put my name on in my reputation that if you do the $400 ECU tune, it's 100% worth it. Of course, you have to consider shipping to them, getting it shipped back, and all that ordeal if you want to risk it. But if you do and get it back, I think you're going to be very, very happy. Now, for the 800 bones, again, it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow in my opinion. Also, because I don't ride this bike a lot. Like right now, with everything done, I'm 1 year of full ownership of this bike. I have 3,700 miles on this bike. To me, that doesn't seem like a lot because I don't drive this bike a ton. If you guys are not like me and you guys daily drive this or ride this a lot, that tune, in my opinion, becomes exponentially more worth it because you're getting more time out of it and more use out of it. I really don't because, again, I just ride for fun. I go out on the weekend sometimes, and a lot of the time the bike just sits. It was a hobby, and it is a hobby for me, and it's not something I daily commute on. But in full honesty, guys, it's something really, really tough to consider. Because to me, if you have it stock, don't even do it. For the 800 bones, I would much rather buy another exhaust all over again because that, truthfully, to me, transforms the bike in sound, look, and the way the bike feels overall. And the tune, sound doesn't do anything, really. Looks, obviously, doesn't do anything, but it's very much rider feel. And again, the bike definitely feels a lot more smoother, a lot more refined. And I'm almost begged to say that it feels like how it should have came from the factory. I know it's so easy to say that, but it's true. Like, it feels so much smoother, so much more refined, and in my opinion, probably how the bike should have came. But with that said, guys, honestly, I would recommend it. Just weigh your options. If you guys are like me and can afford the money without really hurting your bank or really affecting you, I would do it. But if not, I would very much sound the fence and say for it and see what you think. But yeah, for the moment, I think this is pretty much going to be all the engine or performance modification I'm doing is just the tune and the exhaust. I highly doubt I'm going to do intakes, injectors, or honestly, I don't know what you can do on a bike, but I'm highly doubt I'm going to do any of that. But enough rambling, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Like I said, she's a lot smoother, and she definitely changes the way she feels. 800 bones is a lot to cough up and pay for, so just let me know in the comment section below. I would definitely love to have a conversation with anyone who's considering it. I know I have one of you guys subscribers or one of you guys who are a viewer. We were going back and forth about the tune. I'll let you know I was getting it. And yeah, again, this is my 100% honest experience and honest review. I would just keep in mind, how do you use the bike? If you're honestly going through corners or you're going through twisties or going to the track, I think it's a good buy. If you're just your daily commuting and you put an exhaust on it and you're wanting to ump the bike a little bit, I can't with full-heartedly say that 100 bones is worth it. But again, let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, you guys got to grind to shine. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. And peace out, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.